Hello, I'm David Hoffman, filmmaker, and you're about to see a clip spoken by my mentor who was in his day the enemy of the cigarette industry. I think they wanted to kill him. He was unbelievable at doing these simple radio spots that would run in drive time and provoked people to think about who was running the cigarette industry and why and what they were doing it for. At the time, many people still said that smoking wasn't bad for you, even though the Surgeon General said that it was. So watch Tony Schwartz, a brilliant thinker, a brilliant radio man, and real trouble when he went after you, even though he was a one-man band in a little apartment in New York City. See what you think. Do you think this would work?
I think that it's important to know that our government doesn't, and our news doesn't consider the biggest story of the century, how one company can every year kill 365,000 Americans. It outnumbers any other disease. And these people are allowed to get away with this because of their business interest. I feel that we have to stop their ability to kill this many Americans. I feel I have to take any way I can to make people aware of how these people are getting them. Now, I don't think these people want to kill you or anyone else like you, but they don't care if they do. They just don't care. The executive of one of the companies was on television one day, and he said that there is no indication, there is no scientific proof that cigarette smoke has affected anyone, has any ill effects. Well, I thought that was interesting, and I thought since it was on the morning national news, I'd do a commercial about it.
You know, at St. John's Episcopal Hospital, two of our busiest departments are the surgical department and the psychiatric department. In our surgical department, we see the effects of cigarettes on people every day. We see people with heart attacks. We see people with lung cancer. We see people with throat cancer. And we see people with emphysema, all caused by smoking cigarettes. But you know, after all of the medical evidence we've seen, and after all of the Surgeon General's reports, and after all of the government's warnings, and after all of the warnings printed on their own cigarette packages and in their own cigarette ads, cigarette company executives still aren't convinced that cigarettes have caused any cancer or endangered anyone's health. Therefore, as a community service, we'd like to offer free help for these cigarette company executives in our psychiatric department, to help get them back in touch with reality. Brought to you as a public service by St. John's Episcopal Hospital, Far Rockaway, Smithtown.
See, they say there's no scientific proof that cigarettes kill anybody, that they cause your cancer. There's no proof of it. But don't let them kid you. They are out to just accomplish one thing. They don't have the interest of the smoker in mind. They claim to defend the smoker. They are not interested in the smoker. They are interested in their money.
Well, story be told, it did work. I thought they were going to kill Tony Schwartz, the cigarette industry, because he kept going after them, humiliating them on radio. And even if it only ran locally in New York or locally in D.C., the result was stupendous. So thank you, Tony Schwartz, for mentoring me. And thank you for almost single-handedly bringing down the cigarette industry.